I'm looking outside at the minute and it's a pretty bleak, miserable day. However, it can't stop me doing what I need to get on with. And one of those things is not continuing with the build of the greenhouse because it's just too wet. But what it is doing is allowing me some extra time when I can't get out in the garden to look at another area that we're very interested in exploring and expanding this year with the produce from the garden. Now that involves this jar here. And if you look at it quite closely, you can see it's quite cloudy, but believe me, inside there are pickled cucumbers. Now I say pickled, they're not, they're fermented. But they give you the feeling of a pickle, except without the vinegar. Have a look at this video because it's going to give you the basics on how to do your own ferments, and then we're going to come back here and I'm going to expand on this idea a little bit more.
Imagine transforming humble vegetables from your garden into tangy, vibrant creations bursting with flavour. That's the magic of fermentation. This ancient technique isn't just about preserving food, it's about unlocking a depth of flavour that's impossible to achieve any other way. Fermenting vegetables is like embarking on a culinary adventure. You take simple ingredients and with the help of beneficial bacteria, transform them into something truly extraordinary. Fermentation creates a symphony of tastes, tangy, sour, and often a bit fizzy. It's a natural process that has been used for centuries to enhance the shelf life and nutritional value of food. But the best part, it's surprisingly easy to do at home. Whether you're a seasoned cook or just starting out, fermenting vegetables is an incredibly rewarding experience. The process itself is simple. Beneficial bacteria already present on the surface of vegetables work their magic, transforming sugars into lactic acid. This creates that characteristic tangy flavour and acts as a natural preservative. Imagine the satisfaction of opening a jar of your own homemade sauerkraut or kimchi, bursting with flavour and probiotics. Are you ready to dive into the wonderful world of fermentation? Let's begin. Fermented vegetables aren't just delicious, they're incredibly good for you. They're packed with probiotics, those beneficial bacteria that are essential for a healthy gut. Probiotics help keep your digestive system running smoothly and play a crucial role in supporting your overall well-being. A healthy gut is linked to a stronger immune system, improved mood, and even better skin. But the benefits don't stop there. Fermenting also increases the bioavailability of nutrients in vegetables, making them even easier for your body to absorb. This means you get more vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants from every bite. And let's not forget about preservation. Before refrigeration, fermentation was a key method of preserving food, and it's just as relevant today. Fermented vegetables can last for months in the fridge, reducing food waste and ensuring you always have something tasty on hand. Think of fermented vegetables as a flavorful gift to your future self. Imagine having a jar of tangy sauerkraut ready to top your next sandwich, or a batch of vibrant kimchi to add a kick to your stir fry. Fermenting allows you to enjoy the bounty of your garden long after the growing season has ended. It's a sustainable and delicious way to nourish your body from the inside out. One of the most exciting aspects of fermenting is the sheer variety of vegetables you can use. From crunchy cabbage to fiery radishes, the possibilities are endless. Let's explore some of the best vegetables for beginners. Cabbage, a classic choice for sauerkraut. Cabbage is a fermentation superstar. It's affordable, readily available, and ferments beautifully. Cucumbers. Transform cucumbers into tangy pickles. Experiment with dill, garlic, and spices for a burst of flavor. Carrots. Add sweetness and crunch to your ferments with carrots. Their vibrant color brightens up any jar. Radishes. For a bit of heat, try fermenting radishes. Their peppery bite mellows out beautifully during fermentation. Green beans. Fermented green beans add a tangy crunch to salads and grain bowls. Don't be afraid to get creative and experiment with other vegetables you love. Beets, cauliflower, turnips, and even onions can be fermented with delicious results. You can also add flavor and complexity with herbs, spices, and fruits. The key is to have fun and explore different flavor combinations. Fermenting Made Easy, a step-by-step guide, ready to embark on your fermentation journey. Well, the process is easier than you might think. Here's a simple, step-by-step guide to get you started. First, preparing the vegetables. Wash your chosen vegetables thoroughly. Remove any damaged parts and chop, shred, or slice them according to your recipe. Remember, the smaller the pieces, the faster they'll ferment. Next, adding salt and creating brine. Salt plays a crucial role in fermentation. It inhibits the growth of harmful bacteria and creates an environment where beneficial bacteria can thrive. For most ferments, you'll use a 2% salt solution. This means using 2 grams of salt for every 100 grams of vegetables. Simply mix the salt with water to create a brine. Then, packing the jars, pack your prepared vegetables tightly into clean glass jars. Press them down firmly to eliminate air pockets. Pour the brine over the vegetables, leaving at least an inch of headspace at the top of the jar. Make sure the vegetables are completely submerged in the brine. Finally, allowing the fermentation, seal the jars loosely with lids to allow gases to escape during fermentation. Place the jars in a cool, dark place, away from direct sunlight. The fermentation time varies depending on the vegetables and the temperature. Generally, it takes about 1 to 4 weeks for vegetables to fully ferment. Enjoying your fermented creations, storage, consumption, and experimentation. Congratulations, you've successfully fermented your own vegetables. Now it's time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Store your fermented creations in the refrigerator to slow down the fermentation process. They will last for several months, developing more complex flavors over time. Start with a small amount and gradually incorporate fermented vegetables into your diet. They make fantastic additions to salads, sandwiches, grain bowls, and even soups. Remember, fermentation is a living process and things don't always go according to plan. If you notice any mold on the surface of your brine, simply skim it off. It's usually harmless and won't affect the flavor of your ferment. Don't be afraid to experiment with different flavors and vegetables. Add garlic, ginger, chili flakes, or herbs to your liking. You can also play with fermentation times to achieve different levels of tanginess. The most important thing is to have fun and enjoy the process of transforming simple vegetables into probiotic-rich, flavor-packed creations.
The sun still hasn't come out. Anyway, never mind. So now we've got a basic understanding about the fermentation process. So what can we ferment? Well, the video gave you some ideas just now, and I obviously want to repeat the process here of these cucumbers that we fermented and grew here last year. But there's a wide variety of things that we can do, and not only that, we also want to add our own herbs into these mixes as well. So this morning I've sown some dill seeds, 2 different types of basil, one of which has a cinnamon type flavour to it. These are all things that I can add to these various ferments I'm looking to do this year. Now, in order for me to be able to do this successfully, I actually have to create an environment that's clean and allows me also to not only ferment the stuff, but to be able to store it properly. So you'll remember in the video, it talks about storing some of your ferments in the fridge to reduce that fermentation process, if you want to do it that way. It's all about experimentation. Now, as you know, this building in here is quite new. So the summer kitchen area, really, at the moment, it's full of seedlings that are ready to go out to be transplanted when it warms up a little bit more. But once they're out of the way, I want to turn that area into a place for me to be able to create all different types of ferments. So I've also got to get the kit together. So I need a proper type of vessels in order to do the ferments, and I'm looking at getting airlocks. I need to get myself some stainless steel utensils so I don't contaminate any of the produce. What else? I've got a list over here. Kilner jars with air vents on the top of them. A certain type of scale that can measure 0.1 grams or below. Even lint-free cotton tea towels. And another quick look across there. What else have we got? A multi-cooker. Ever heard of a multi-cooker? Interesting one that I haven't until recently. Now, a multi-cooker does all kinds of stuff. Dehydrates, it can be a pressure cooker, it can be an air fryer. There's so many different things you can do with it. So that's another one to have on my list. I'm just having another quick look through. Maybe a dehydrator, certainly a pH meter, and a thermoprobe as well, a thermometer probe. So there's lots of stuff to get together, and I'm in the process of doing just that. So over the next week or so, I'm going to be getting all these things together so I can set it up inside there once the seedlings are out and outside growing. Now, I'm pretty sure that with all the produce that we've got here, I can really explore the world of fermentation. There's loads and loads of recipes out there, whether it's kombucha, kimchi, sauerkraut. Some of it is new to me as well, even making fermented butter. Now that is, for me, a new one. So if you want to see how I get on over the course of the next year or the next growing season, hit the subscribe button. But for now, take care, and I'll catch you next time. It's still raining.